Hello friends, my name is mr.Sandeep kadu. Uh, in this video, I am going to show you how we can implement a NFS server. So the first thing, why the NFS server is used. NFS servers stands for network file sharing. We can access the files on the network through the NFS server. So in some companies, they implement NFS server for the sharing of the file. So let's start with this. We create a one directory, and in under that directory we create some files and access that files in a directory of the client side. So we create another directory at the client side and access that file in that directory. So let's I'm take a root login sudo su hyphen. So I'm logging into root. So first we have to check that if the package is available or not. So rpm hyphen qa grep hyphen I NFS. We checking that if NFS package is available on our machine or not. So first grep, yes, NFS package is already available on our machine. So NFS package is available on our machine. So if the package is not installed, then we have to install that via the command m install NFS, but it is already present, so we do not need to install that again. So next step is we restart the service. First we are going in etc init.d nfs restart. Yes, service is started now. The service is started successfully. We started the NFS service. If any problem during the starting of that service, then we have to start another service called as RPC bind service. So make sure that you have to start that RPC bind service, but here already RPC bind service is already started, so we don't have to restart it. So let's start. We also run a one command check config NFS on. It checks background whether it is on or not. Yes. Second, we go into the NFS file, exports file via etc exports. Here we provide a path on the server side. Here that opt funny is a directory which we created on the NFS server side, and we put that directory in this server side and put that directory server side in the etc export file and give a star circular round bracket read and write permissions. R for read, W for write, and sync. It is the permission. I am already done that procedure, so I am just quitting it that file. You have to put that directory name and save it here. So next step is we already put that directory in the export file. So export, next step is export hyphen a. Yes, it's okay. Now we are doing the NFS server on the AWS instance. So here we do not ping the IP from the two AWS instance. So the pinging of IP, I think no, is not done on the AWS 2 instances. We cannot ping it. So here our server IP and client IP is same. So we can run the show mount client side command also here. Let's see how it works. Show mount, let's start it. Show mount hyphen e, show mount hyphen e, show mount that IP server IP, put a e here. This is the my server IP. So we run that command show mount hyphen e 170.31.12. It says that show mount command says that your export file have the opt funny folder. Your export file have the opt funny folder, that we have to share whatever the files in that opt funny folder we have to access in the client side directory. So next step is we create some directory. For example, I create a directory mkdir kadu. Actually a directory already exists, okay, no problem. So we access that files in kadu directory. So we have to mount again, we have to mount in such a way that first mount here is the my server IP, and the directory, whatever the directory we have to access in the directory of the client side, that is that kadu directory, we have to mount that. So okay, is already mounted because I already done that procedure, so it is saying that message that it is already mounted. So we have to mount that again, but it is already mounted. So we can access now our files that is present in that opt funny server side directory, we can access from that kadu. So let's go to the kadu directory. Here I am changing my directory to kadu, and here listing that file, that these files are present in opt funny. We are accessing from server side opt funny files in the kadu directory. Kadu is the client side. So let's check opt funny ls hyphen l opt funny ls hyphen opt funny. Just wait a minute. cd opt opt funny ll. Here is, we can see that in opt funny folder on the server side we have the aaa bbb ccc ddd files. That files we put that directory opt funny in the export file, and we access that directory in the kadu directory of which is present in the client side. But here is the, we implement a NFS server on the AWS instance, so we putted client and server IP is the same IP. Client and server IP is the same IP. So here we can access that file which is present on the server side. So we can access that opt funny file, the directory opt funny which contains the that 4 files, and we access from that client machine in the kadu folder. So in this way our NFS server is implemented. We can add it also in the fs tab folder and show in the df-h command, it will show that file also. So we can add for permanent use in the fs tab also, but need not necessary to add it. So in this way we can implement a NFS server. So thank you for listening. In this way we can implement a NFS server.